Jai Hind, dear children, welcome to science class. I hope you all have studied the topics and wrote the notes of the chapter Nutrition in Plants that we have discussed last week. No? Now, today we can study a new chapter, chapter 2, Nutrition in Animals. In the first chapter, you have learned that the plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. And animals directly or indirectly depend on these plants for their food. So, all the organisms require food for the growth, maintenance, and for all the functioning of their body. So, in this chapter, we can discuss about the nutrition in different organisms other than plants. All these organisms need to intake food from their surroundings, right? As they cannot prepare their own food and use it for various functioning of their body. And this food consists of so many components like carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, etc., which you have studied in the last year. And these are complex components present in the food, and this cannot be absorbed by the body, and so these components has to be converted into simpler forms. For example, the carbohydrate is broken down into glucose. It is a simpler form. And the proteins present in the food is converted into amino acids. And the fat is converted into glycerol or fatty acids, etc. So the body can absorb these simpler forms and utilize it. And this process of breaking down of complex food substances into simpler substances is called as digestion. What is digestion? The process of breaking down of complex components of food into simpler substances is called as digestion. So now we can discuss about the nutrition in different types of animals. The first step of nutrition in animals is to intake the food from its surroundings. Different organisms use different methods to intake the food. Most of you have seen birds intaking the food, no? They have beaks to obtain the food. They intake grains or fruits from its surroundings. Now, you can see in this video how birds obtain the food from its surroundings. Like birds, insects also have a special organ to suck the nutrients from the plants or animals. Like honeybee and butterfly suck the nectar from the plants or flowers. Grasshoppers suck the sap from the stem and leaves of the plants. Mosquitoes suck blood from the human beings or other organisms. So, like that, all the insects have a particular organ to suck the blood from its surroundings. You can see some insects obtaining nutrients from its surroundings in this video. you can observe how some other organisms like snake, snail and aquatic organisms like fishes obtain their food from its surroundings. What are carnivorous organisms? These carnivorous organisms are flesh-eating organisms. Some animals use only the flesh of other animals as food. For example, lion, cheetah, tiger, they are living in the forest. So they chase the other smaller organisms and obtain and kill them and obtain the food. Now take page number 11 of your textbook. There is a table in which the names of some organisms are mentioned. You want to find out the type of food they intake and the method of feeding. You can use the terms mentioned below the table for completing it. And do this activity in your notebook. Now children, do you know starfish? You can see the picture of starfish in this. How do these starfish obtain their food? This starfish lives in water and it has a shape of star. There present a mouth in the lower surface of the starfish and it pops out the stomach through this mouth to eat the food. Then after taking the food, the stomach goes back into the body and the food gets digested inside it. This is how starfish obtain its food. You can see in this video how starfish obtain the food. Next, we can study about the intake of food and digestion in grass-eating animals. Children, most of you have observed how grass-eating animals like cow, buffaloes, goat, etc. intake the food, no? They graze the grass from the land. After grazing the grass, we can see that they continuously chewing even when they are not eating. Have you ever thought that why these cows simply chew like this? See children, when we eat the food, what we do? We chew the food properly and then swallow it, no? But in case of cow, what they do is they quickly swallow the grass from the mouth and store it in the part of a stomach called rumen. In the rumen, the food gets partially digested into another form called cud with the help of certain bacteria present in the rumen. And after some time, this cud returns into the mouth of the cow in small lumps, and the animal chews it properly. Now again the food is swallowed and reach another chamber of the stomach, and there further digestion takes place. The process of chewing cud by the grass eating animals is called as rumination. And in animals like horse, rabbit, etc., there present a large sac-like structure called cecum in between the esophagus and small intestine, in which the digestion of cellulose takes place by the help of certain bacteria. But these bacteria are not present in humans, and thus digestion of cellulose will not take place in humans. Other than plants and animals, there are some simplest form of living organisms and microorganisms which do not have any specialized structures like mouth or a digestive system or any other organs. Do you know how such organisms intake food and obtain their nutrients? You have heard about amoeba, no? Which is a microscopic single-celled organism, which consists of only one cell, and it is found in water. You can see the structure of amoeba here. It has an outer cell membrane. This is the outer cell membrane, and a round dense nucleus at the center. Can you see this? A round dense nucleus at the center and some vacuoles. Here you can see some spots, and they represents the vacuoles are present in the cytoplasm, and this is the structure of amoeba. And this amoeba do not have a definite shape. It can change its shape by changing the shape of its cell membrane. Okay. When any small microorganisms, this is a microorganism. Imagine it is a paramecium, a microorganism reach near the amoeba. When a small microorganisms reach near amoeba, this amoeba produces a finger-like projections. The amoeba produces two finger-like projections. You can see the finger-like projections here. And these finger-like projections are called as pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. This pseudopodia is otherwise called as false feet. It is not a true feet. Okay, it is a false feet. And this pseudopodia wrap around the food particle and engulf the food particle. See, now the pseudopodia is there. It will join. These two pseudopodia come and join together, and there forms a vacuole, and now the food particle is engulfed into the food vacuole. You can see the food vacuole here and the food material inside the food vacuole. Then, so when the amoeba engulfs the food material, some digestive juices are secreted by the other organelles in the cytoplasm into the food vacuole. So, some digestive juices are secreted from the cytoplasm into the food vacuole, and these digestive juices helps the food to break down into simpler substances. This digestive food is absorbed. When it gets digested in the food vacuole, it gets absorbed into the cytoplasm and are utilized. Here you can see these nutrients absorbed from this food material are absorbed in the cytoplasm and are used for the growth, maintenance and the reproduction and for various activities of this amoeba, a single-celled organism. Now, there are some undigested food materials inside this food vacuole, no? See, and what happens to these undigested food materials? These food materials inside this vacuole moves towards the cell membrane. And here you can see near the cell membrane, this food vacuole ruptures and the undigested food is released out from the amoeba through this vacuole. Now, this is the nutrition in amoeba. This is how amoeba intake food and the digestion of the food takes place and the substances, the simpler food substances are absorbed and are utilized by the amoeba. Okay, did you understand? Okay. Okay children, I hope you all understood about the nutrition in some of the organisms, right? Now we can recollect today's topic. We have discussed the different methods by which different organisms obtain the food from its surroundings, and the nutrition in starfish, nutrition in grass-eating animals or ruminants, and the nutrition amoeba. Now all of you read the textbook properly and find out the answers for the given questions. Okay, in the next week I'll be back to you with the topic nutrition in human beings. Okay, thank you.